Alright, what's up, guys? We're back with another banger video. As you can see from the title, we made roughly around 12K today across 3 accounts. So 4K, 4.4, 4.4, and then 4.4, so, or 4.2, so around 13K across all of these funded accounts. And I also passed these evals as well, but let me just so I'm gonna just do a recap on these trades, explain everything that happened, how I caught them, and how I did what I did today. So firstly, I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Henko Trade. I have they're a live broker, and at the end of the day, when all these prop firms are gone, you're gonna still want to trade live. So live is the end goal. If you're looking for a live broker, I'll have my Henko Trade link in the description. You can open an account through them. And without further ado, let's get into this trade recap. So first things first, right? What do we start with whenever we are looking for a trade? Our bias, right? Where is price likely to go? So if you go to the chart, this was the bias, right? We have these daily lows or weekly sell side that I was looking at, as well as this daily BISI. And if you're a member and you were in my Sunday call that I do every Sunday for my members, then you will know that that's exactly what I was looking for today to happen. And I'll roll a short clip of me saying that from yesterday's call right now. So best case scenario, we gap lower, and then we start rallying overnight, Asian London session, and then come near New York like 7, 8 a.m., we hit that propulsion block, and then maybe we sit around, and come New York, we just start selling off heavily and just drop all day. I want to see one of those days where it kind of just drops all day, and then towards the end of the day, maybe we hit that weekly sell side. And like I said, I'd be willing to hold all day if it's showing me exactly this, then, because then if at that point I kind of like quote unquote know that price is going to run for that weekly sell side. But that's exactly what I want to see on Monday. And so yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for, and that's exactly what we got today. So bias is almost basically everything, right? The entry is the easy part. It's just finding the bias. So now that we have our bias, we can dig into our trade recap. So all right, so for some reason my computer is very slow right now. I don't know if you can see my cursor glitching around, but I turned my cam off, so hopefully that makes it kind of better, and I'm just not teleporting everywhere. But I should be able to, as long as I'm not lagging my sound, it should be fine. So back to the trade recap. So initially we have this Judas swing higher right here that we take out this high, right? So that is our Judas swing, our initial Judas swing. And then market opens. What do? We have a huge sell-off right at the open. And I have a video on my YouTube channel. If you're new, it's called Blasian's 2024 model. Go and watch that video, and you'll see exactly what happened today is what I look for every single day. But today, due to certain conditions today, I was willing to enter early, and that those conditions are because it's a Monday with no red folder. So usually, from what I've studied, Mondays with no red folder tend to, or have the possibility to expand right at the open without manipulating higher, especially if we already had a Judas swing pre-market open. So that is why, that first trade, even though I usually wait for the Judas swing, that's why I took it. So yeah, I took a loss. It looked like I took off the entry things too, because it just looks very messy on my chart. I don't like it. But the loss was like this. I lost 1R here, right? So then I wait, and then we come up, take out buy side, the open buy side, right? And we also hit this 5-minute order block. I'll show you that right now. Over here, I'll do this sync and layout so you can see where's it at. Right there. So there's that 5-minute order block right there, as you can see. This is order block because these are the series of candles that took out buy side and buy side. and then we displace lower, making this the opening price of this candle very sensitive. And we also have a fair value gap right there. So there's the 5-minute narrative. Now back to the 1 minute. We come up, retrace, have another Judas swing after the open. So post New York Open Judas swing, we come up, take out buy side. Anyone who was short or chasing price short has their stop loss above this high. We come up, raid that high, and then we displace lower, and then boom, that's where I find my second entry during the 950 macro, which is perfect alignment. Enter, right, fair value gap, entry, stop loss, anywhere in here. Mine was right here above the order block and above the volume imbalance, targeting. I was targeting the daily BISI high. I'll put another clip. I don't know if I already said this, but if I already put this part of the clip in here, but I'll put a part where I said I'm going to hold to the daily BISI high because I was very confident that we're going to run down there. But unfortunately, I let the humanity in me get the best of me, and I was not willing to hold all the way down there. And I got out most of my position after we took out this low again, and then I moved my runners above this high, and then that's when I got stopped in profit, and then price decided to run down to my daily BISI original target. So that was the first trade. The first two trades. Dude, can it not lag, please? That was the first two trades, right? You can see short, or here's the first trade, short, stop out, buy 10 more, and then we go short 5 or short 10 here, and then I pyramid, add more, and then out 10, out 5. So that was the first trade. Go to the 1 minute. And then if we come over here, we can see that we have a second trade. Now this second trade, this third trade, technically, the second win is very, very, very technical. And if you pay attention to these next few minutes, you will learn a lot in price that will be very beneficial towards you in terms of your ability to reprice. So I recommend that you pay attention, take some notes, and, focus up. So this trade was utilizing the lunch macro, right? And the lunch macro is basically a timed run on price where a price will essentially run on the stops of anyone who is profitable from the morning session, right? So if we look at the morning session, we can see that we sold off heavily, right? Which means what? Whoever is making money, they're all short right now. So the lunch macro tends to run against that and stop out anyone who was making money. So in this case, since we're everyone who was making money is short, we're going to hunt buy stops. And what buy stops specifically, ICT said this, I can only recall him ever saying it one time, and I picked it up and it stuck with me ever since, that the lunch macro will hunt the first high. In this case, since we're hunting buy stops, it'll be the first, if relatively clean, or the first high after 10:30, right? So boom. That's exactly why I was looking at this high right here. I wasn't looking at this one. I wasn't looking at this one. I wasn't looking at this one. I was looking at this one exactly. Why? Because it's the first high right after 10:30. So if this isn't proof that the market is ran on time, then I don't know what to tell you, bro, because this is like, it's not cherry picked either, because it's like I executed on it. So you can't really like look at it hindsight and then say like it's fake if I executed on it, right? So yeah, this is first buy side after 10:30. Yeah. So that's why that high is very crucial for the lunch macro. If you want to learn how to trade the lunch macro, then like I said, you want to pay attention to these next few minutes. And then we have this fair value gap, which is what I entered on. And it looks something. So this was my position for this one. Nice 1 to 5. So boom. I'm gonna let you look at this, and then maybe you can come up, maybe, I'm gonna give you some time for your brain to be like, oh, okay, I can see why he did this, why he did that, why he did this, and then I'll explain in like 5 seconds. So I'll give you some time to look at it, come up with some stuff, some ideas in your head, and then I'll explain. All right, that's enough time. So first off, right, we've been selling off all day. Lunch macro. What are we likely to do? Run higher on buy stop. So already your bias is given to you for the lunch macro. Lunch macro is relatively easy to trade as long as you're patient and you know how to read price pretty well. You should be chilling. So this is what I had highlighted on my chart. And some of you, the puzzle pieces are starting to come together in your head. This is what I was keeping mental note of. And boom. I'll put that on top. So there you have it. Right? One more thing I forgot. Right there. All right. So there you have it. There's everything that was basically going through my head while taking this trade. I'll do it step by step. So first, what are we doing here? We're accumulating. And what am I doing? I'm patiently waiting for price to show me that it wants to go higher. Where in here does price show me that it wants to go higher? If you guessed the inversion for value gap, then you are correct. So if we look at the inversion for value gap, you can see that we close above it here. What does the next candle do? Comes down, touches the high of that inversion for value gap, and immediately runs higher. So after I see that exact thing right there, that's exactly what told me that we're going to run higher right now. After we closed above it here, what did we do? Nothing, right? We came down, yeah, and then we came back up, yeah, but first of all, we're not near the lunch macro. 11:30 is when the lunch macro starts. So that's why you shouldn't even be looking for anything over here. Secondly, what is price doing? It closes above it, comes down, touches it, yeah, comes back up, but what does next candle do? We're just moving sideways, right? So then boom, now we come here, we displace heavily lower, right? This is our manipulation. If you can't spot the manipulation, then you will be the manipulation, just like I was this morning, right? I was a manipulation this morning, but I was able to regain that loss plus many profits. But this down move right here is our manipulation. So we displace lower. Everyone's thinking, oh my God, shorts, we're going to keep going lower. Yes, yes, yes. What do we do right after that? We show a bullish signature, close above this inversion for value gap, tap it, immediately run higher, closing above the opening price of this candle, which is our order block. So now we have a fair value gap, an order block, and we have signatures in price telling us that it wants to go higher. So now we can look for our entry. What is our entry? Fair value gap, order block, breaker, whatever you feel comfortable entering on, that's your entry, right? And then you ride that to the high. First one after 10:30, you can partial there, take majority of your position off, aim for this high, aim for this for value gap, whatever you want to do, right? I just labeled this immediate rebalance just because that's what it was, and that's just like an annotation basically. But there's an immediate rebalance right here. Next candle opens, comes down, touches the high of that candle, and immediately displaces higher. That is another signature in price. As you can see, right after that immediate rebalance, the next candle does what? Displaces heavily to the upside. So that's another thing for your notes. Immediate rebalance, that's a very strong signature in price that you are on sides. As you can see, the next candle displaced very nicely. So we can delete that. But now to get into the good stuff, right? Stop loss placement. Oh, Blasian, why is your stop loss right there? There's a fair value gap right there. How are you so confident that your stop loss isn't going to get hit and that it's going to tag down to your stop loss, hit that fair value gap, and then run higher? Let me tell you something right now. What do you see? I'm going to be like those Twitter gurus. But so what this is right here this little area and price, this is what we call a balanced price range. Oh, balanced price range. So basically, since we accumulated and did all this balancing price, we can assume that price will not need to drop all the way down here. Why? Because we already efficiently balanced this whole entire area of price. Everything in here is balanced, right? We don't need to come back down here and rebalance this for value gap. Why? Because we already did all this BS back here. So that balanced price range is key as to why I trusted my stop loss right here. And then as well as the inversion for value gap, right? We already hit that inversion for value gap. If we're very bullish and we're already showing strong bullish signatures, that inversion for value gap should not be revisited. So that's why I was so confident in having my stop loss right here, which enabled me to get, a very nice risk to reward return of 5R. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that trade. But there's a lot to learn from this trade right here in terms of the lunch macro. So I really hope you guys paid attention. If you stayed to the end of that explanation, I applaud you, because I'm pretty sure at least like 70 to 80% of people already clicked off because they got bored and they just wanted to see how much I made. But yeah, I hope you were able to learn something from that. And in case you are wondering how much I have in these accounts, you will see by the end of this week, because I'll probably get a payout and I'll go over everything. I'll go over all 3 of these accounts, how I was able to do what I did with the live payout process, etc. Everything. And I'll go over like the performance calendar. I'll show you everything, but that's for another video. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. But yeah, if you are interested in becoming a member and getting that real-time bias that I gave everyone in my group on Sunday, the day before, I literally explained what was going to happen yesterday. So I think that's pretty neat. Your favorite guru probably cannot do that. But if you are interested in becoming a member, I'll put the link in the